At the southern edge of the world, where oceans collide and winds never sleep, there exists a wilderness so vast that it reshapes everything we think we know about nature. A place where glaciers roar like thunder, where dawn paints mountains in burning gold, where whales return every season to give birth under the open sky. This land is Patagonia, one of the last great frontiers on Earth. A world carved by ice, guarded by storm and solitude, waiting for those brave enough to walk its edges. This is not just a destination. It is a summons from the wild. At latitude 54 degrees south, wedged between mountains and sea, lies a place humans once considered impossible to reach. Ushuaia, the southernmost city on Earth. Here, daylight lingers into night during summer, and winter brings weeks of icy gloom. Yet life thrives in color, culture, and a stubborn kind of hope. The harbor is restless, a meeting point of explorers, fishermen, and scientists. For this city is more than a settlement. It is a threshold. From these docks, ships set sail across the Drake Passage, a stretch of ocean known for some of the fiercest seas on the planet. On the far side lies Antarctica, the last untouched continent. For travelers, Ushuaia marks the beginning of a journey into the unknown. Behind the city rises the Andes, moss-covered, ice-tipped, holding stories far older than any map. Ahead lies the Beagle Channel, a waterway Darwin once sailed, mesmerized by what he called a scenery of savage magnificence. Today, researchers board ice-hardened vessels, photographers prepare their cameras, and ordinary people seeking something extraordinary step into a world that few ever see. But Ushuaia is not just a launch point. It is a living reminder that humans have always been drawn to the edges of the world. Beyond it, mountains rise higher and wilderness grows deeper. The true heart of Patagonia awaits. Torres del Paine, Fitz, ice fields that breathe and then move, and valleys where legends walk. As we head north into Chile, a skyline emerges that seems impossible, like giant battlements forged by ancient gods. These are the Torres del Paine, 3 granite towers rising more than 8,200 feet from the heart of the Patagonian Andes. Their walls are sheer, their forms jagged, their presence overwhelming. At dawn, they ignite in flame, a glowing rose gold that mirrors in silent waters below. Locals call it El Fuego del Paine, the fire of the Paine. This region is more than scenery. It is a living system, a mosaic of peaks, forests, glacial valleys, and emerald lakes. Wind rushes through canyons, lapping at the surface of Lago Pejoe, where turquoise water meets obsidian mountains. And above it all, condors, with wings spanning 10 feet, circle effortlessly, masters of the sky for millennia. The land moves in rhythm, shaped not by men, but by forces older than human time. Rivers cut deep canyons, ice carves valleys, and everywhere, animals endure the unforgiving elements. We meet the guanaco, cousin of the llama, standing poised against the wind, its amber coat rippling. Nearby, the elusive puma stalks silently, its golden eyes fierce and intelligent. Patagonia reminds us, nature here gives nothing freely. Every life must fight to exist. Yet that struggle is part of the region's astonishing beauty. Because where survival is difficult, every moment feels miraculous. Beyond Torres del Paine lies one of the most staggering sights on Earth, the southern Patagonian ice field. The third largest reserve of fresh water on the planet. This frozen kingdom stretches across more than 6,000 square miles. A vast river of ancient ice, moving slowly but relentlessly toward the sea. From the air, it looks like sculpted glass, ridged, cracked, glittering under fierce sun. But listen closely, and you will hear it. Groans, thunder, the shattering of centuries, as glaciers calve and reshape the land below. This is not a static landscape. This is geology in motion, a living machine. Here, the Chilean glaciers gray, Tyndall, and the Grand Torres Glacier fracture and fall into deep lakes. The water they feed spills outward into valleys, carving rivers through forests that cling stubbornly to thin soil. Overhead, storm clouds gather and disperse in minutes. Wind howls across plains, sometimes strong enough to knock hikers from their feet. Life behind the ice is harsh, yet profoundly sacred. This frozen world is the heartbeat of Patagonia. A reservoir for rivers, a sculptor of mountains, and a memory bank of centuries past. People come to see it, But what they leave with is something greater. A reminder that Earth is never still. It is always changing, always breathing. Where ice retreats, grasslands emerge, golden, windswept, seemingly empty. But wait, life is everywhere. A Patagonian fox darts across the steppe, sharp and swift. A pair of rheas, flightless birds like miniature ostriches, glide over the earth on powerful legs. And near lake shores, flocks of Andean flamingos scatter the water with pink. Above them, a solitary eagle rides the currents, searching. Patagonia is a cathedral of endurance. Every plant grows low to the ground, rooted deep against hurricane winds. Every animal adapts. Silent, quick, resilient. Here, survival is not easy. It is an art refined over millennia, and as we push deeper into the region, we reach a land where survival and legend intersect. A village that breathes mountain air, where travelers come not to escape life, but to find it. As the Andes stretch northward, the mountains rearrange themselves, rising sharper, steeper, bolder, and at their feet, like a small ember against the cold, lies El Chaltén. Population, barely 350. Purpose, pure adventure. This village was founded not for convenience, but for a dream. A settlement built in 1985 to safeguard Argentina's claim to the region after boundary disputes with Chile. Today, it has become the national capital of trekking. Trails spill out of town like lifelines, each one leading into the wild. Backpacks, walking poles, hushed excitement. These are the street's language. Here, people wake up at dawn to chase horizons most only ever see in photographs. Every cafe is filled with maps, steaming coffee, and stories of wind, altitude, and soul-shaking views. But beyond the village stands the real reason people come. Rising like a blade carved directly into the sky, Mount Fitzroy is one of Patagonia's most dramatic peaks. To the indigenous Tehuelche, it was Chaltén, the smoking mountain, named for the permanent cap of cloud that clings to its summit. To explorers, it was a challenge. For decades, it remained unconquered, its walls sheer and unforgiving. Even today, Fitzroy is revered as one of the toughest mountains to climb in the world. But for trekkers, you don't need to reach its summit to feel its power. The journey to Laguna de los Tres is pilgrimage. A 20-kilometer walk through ancient valleys, across rushing streams, and up final steep ascents where your breath battles the thin air. And then, as if a curtain lifts, there it is. Fitzroy reflected in turquoise water, its spires burning orange in sunrise light. Many hikers cry. Some stand silent for minutes. Others sit alone, letting the wind deliver its sermon. Because this moment is not just about reaching a viewpoint. It is about touching something sacred. In Patagonia, landscapes are not passive. They speak, they challenge, they change you. And as we descend from the heights, the ice calls us farther south. Travel across plains, brushed by wind, and you arrive at El Calafate, a colorful town overlooking the vast surface of Lake Argentino. Named after a local berry, legend says anyone who tastes it is destined to return to Patagonia. From here, roads lead onward into an entirely different world. A kingdom where ice is alive. Tour buses depart at dawn. Boats glide through milky blue waters. Everyone is moving toward the same destination. At first, you see nothing but white stretching to the horizon, and then it rises into view. The Perito Moreno Glacier, 30 kilometers long, 250 square kilometers of frozen mass. But most staggering of all, its face rising 74 meters above the lake. People gather along walkways in hushed expectation. Suddenly, a crack, a thunder like cannon fire. A slab of ice the size of a building breaks free and crashes into the water below, sending shockwaves across the lake. It is violent. It is majestic. It is overwhelming. Perito Moreno does not merely sit. It advances, pushing forward where most glaciers retreat. This is geology in progress, a reminder that Earth is sculpting itself all the time. Visitors leave changed, because to watch the glacier breathe, erupt, and reshape the world is to witness the planet at work. But deeper into Patagonia, hidden under lake waters, lies another cathedral, not of ice, but of stone, and our journey is far from over. At the edge of Chile's Lake General Carrera, a boat drifts silently over waters that glow an otherworldly blue. Ahead, the lake reveals a secret. walls of swirling stone rising straight from the surface. These are the marble caves, a labyrinth carved over thousands of years by waves and glacial melt. The rock is smooth and polished, twisted like frozen smoke. Here, sound echoes softly, and light dances across ceilings streaked with aquamarine, pearl, and sapphire. As you drift into the cathedral-like chambers, you feel impossibly small. Surrounded by ancient artistry formed patiently by nature. The caves are reachable only by water, remote, silent, untouched. They seem too perfect to be real. Visitors often speak in whispers, as if they've entered a sanctuary, because they have. Patagonia reminds us again, beauty here is not crafted by hands. But by persistence, by erosion, by time itself. But if the marble caves are Patagonia's hidden shrine, what lies south is its great wilderness. A maze of mountains and sea, known simply as the Fjords. Stretching along the southern coast, Patagonia's fjords are the scars left by giants, ice giants. Over millennia, glaciers ripped valleys into the mountains, creating waterways so deep they swallow entire ships in silence. From the air, this coastline seems fractured, cracked open, flooded with the sea. But at eye level, it is breathtaking. Sheer walls of granite rise thousands of feet. Waterfalls tumble through forests that cling desperately to vertical stone. Mist sweeps over dark peaks as if the world is forming anew. To sail here is to wander through the ghosts of ancient ice. History whispers in these waters of indigenous canoe peoples like the Kaweskar and Yahgan, who navigated this labyrinth long before explorers ever arrived. Today, only a fraction of humanity ever experiences these remote channels. Those who do often describe it as humbling, not because it is terrifying, but because it is perfect in its indifference. Nature here does not acknowledge us. It doesn't bend for us. It simply exists. And yet, that's precisely what makes it unforgettable. At the southern edge of the continent lies a land named for smoke and flame. Tierra del Fuego. Sailors once saw fires flickering on the coastline at night. the hearths of indigenous Yagan people, and so named this place Land of Fire. Today, the fires are gone, but the stories remain. In Tierra del Fuego National Park, ancient forests twist in wind. Beaver-dammed streams cut through wetlands, and peat bogs stretch into mist. Hiking here is unlike anywhere else, not because of difficulty, but because of presence. You feel watched by ocean, mountain, memory. The Yagan once paddled these waters in bark canoes, enduring cold in ways we cannot imagine. Their ancestors survived in harmony with land and sea for thousands of years. Walking their trails is both a privilege and a reminder. Human history runs deeper than the cities we build. As we depart Tierra del Fuego, the wilderness opens eastward into a different kind of miracle. One made not of ice or rock, but of life. On Patagonia's Atlantic shore, the cliffs of Peninsula Valdés fall sharply into calm, protected bays. This is no ordinary shoreline. It is one of the most important marine nurseries on Earth. Every year, southern right whales travel thousands of miles to give birth here. Their calves learning to breathe in quiet coves beneath towering sandstone. But the whales are not alone. Here, nature innovates. Orcas, Patagonia's wolves of the sea, have learned something extraordinary. They intentionally beach themselves to snatch young sea lions from shore. Sliding back into the waves with their prey. It is one of the rarest and most dramatic hunting strategies in the animal kingdom. Nearby, tens of thousands of Magellanic penguins nest along the beach. Shuffling through sand dunes toward the ocean. Guanacos graze the inland steppe. Patrols of gray foxes move silently at dusk. And rare migratory birds rest here on their planetary journeys. life converges here. Fragile, fierce, abundant. Peninsula Valdés is not just a wildlife refuge. It is proof that the edge of the world can be a beginning for life. And northward, Patagonia reveals yet another dimension. Where mountains, myth, and culture meet. Farther north, the winds soften and the landscape shifts. The city of Bariloche rests beside vast Lake Nahuel Huapi, a sapphire jewel framed by snow-tipped peaks. Its architecture echoes the Alps. Its cafes smell of chocolate. And wood smoke, and the lake itself holds secrets. Local legend speaks of Nahuelito, a mysterious creature lurking in the depths, a myth that refuses to fade. But beneath folklore is something deeper. Lake Nahuel Huapi is a meeting place where cultures, landscapes, and histories blend. Indigenous Mapuche stories still whisper in the pine forests. German influence endures in steeples and chalets along the water. Visitors hike peaks, ski mountains, sail the deep. Yet ask anyone why this region draws people back. And you'll hear the same answer. Because something here speaks to the soul. But Patagonia still has one final journey. One last path toward the unknown. At the continent's southern tip, the Beagle Channel winds through glaciers and islands. A waterway that once stunned Charles Darwin. He described it as a scenery of savage magnificence. Today, ships follow his wake. Past sea lions resting on rocky outcrops. Past penguin colonies scattered like monochrome confetti. Past blue ice cliffs that greet the sea with ancient creeks. This channel is more than a route. It is a compass, pointing us toward the core lesson of Patagonia. We are small, Yet we are fortunate to walk this world. Patagonia is not just a landscape. It is a mirror in which we see our limits, our awe, and our longing for wonder. From burning peaks to breathing glaciers, from whale nurseries to silent fjords, this place invites us to remember the planet as it was before we tamed so much of it. And so, as we leave Patagonia, one question remains. What will you do with the wonder you found here? If this journey moved you, share it. If these wild places stirred your heart, protect them. And if Patagonia is calling your name, answer it. Subscribe, like, and return. The world still has stories to tell.